Well, good morning everybody. Today I'm going to make sausage balls. Now the recipe says to go ahead and have everything at room temperature. So I got up this morning and went ahead and took everything out of the fridge. That way it can warm up. It calls for a pound of sausage, an 8-ounce thing of cream cheese, some regular cheddar cheese, and some Bisquick. Now I'm going to put the recipe that I use in here. Now I went online and I found a bunch of different recipes, so I know there's lots and lots of ways to make it if you want to add things or use different quantities of the stuff, but I wanted to use this cream cheese recipe just because it looked like the cheese balls were creamier than the recipe that I'd gotten off of the Bisquick box years ago. In the past, we've made it with rosemary as being like one of the spices that you throw in. But rosemary, if you've ever seen it, looks like this. It looks like little sticks. Can you focus? Come on, camera, focus. Focus, focus. All right, look. It looks like little sticks. It also tastes like little sticks when you're eating it. Now I know, somebody at the Bisquick factory was like, "Oh, these are just great with this stuff on it." It's not terrible. I just don't like it with the rosemary. So you don't have to use it. That's just it. I've seen recipes on YouTube and Pinterest and all that stuff where people use all kinds of things. So I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try this cream cheese recipe. So anyway, stay tuned and I'll show you more. All right, so I'm making this sausage ball recipe. I took a picture of it. I don't know if you guys can see it. All ingredients at room temperature: 1 pound of sausage uncooked, 8-ounce cream cheese softened, 1 1/4 cup of Bisquick, and 4 ounces of shredded cheddar cheese. Preheat the oven to 400 degrees. I've also got, I bought some parchment paper. It's good for baking. That way you don't have to put oil down and it doesn't get your pan all nasty. And it's easier to pull up stuff later on. It also doesn't melt like wax paper. I've preheated the oven. I put my ingredients in the KitchenAid mixer and you can see it's all mixed up. So now I'm just gonna make 1-inch balls and I'm gonna put it on the thing. This first batch that I'm making is the Jimmy Dean's maple. I'm gonna make the hot one next. All right, so you can get your mixture here and just make 1-inch little balls and just drop them on the stuff. Give it room to spread out, of course. You guys see that? I just realized I was reaching across the camera. You guys couldn't see none of it. Now, of course, adding the cream cheese on there did make it a little more gooey than when you don't use it, because there's some recipes that don't use it at all. But I wanted them a little more gooey this time. I didn't want them as dry. I wanted them moist. Sometimes you just want moist, meaty balls. You know what I'm saying? Moist, meaty, cheesy balls. You guys paying attention, or are you just watching me do this? If you have some weird tactile issue about stuff being icky sticky on your fingers, you're not gonna like this at all. Hey baby.
Yep.
Can you press this little button on top of here and make it stop? That one. Alright, so the mixture that I had in the pot here made enough for here and a small dish over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 4 is 16. No, 6 times 4 is 24. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. About 35 balls. Now, granted, some of them are bigger than I'm supposed to make them, and some of them are the right size. You'll probably get more if you make them all consistently. I'm not that consistent of a fellow when it comes to mishing mushy stuff in between my fingers. The oven is preheated to 400. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in. I got 2 trays, and I'm gonna see if they'll fit side by side if I do it like this. And they fit. All right. Now I'm gonna set my timer. Actually, I don't want the cooking timer. I want the kitchen timer, because I want to check them after 20 minutes. Yeah. After 20 minutes, I'll check them. And then it says 20 to 25 minutes on my instructions. But then we'll take a look and see how they look. In the meanwhile, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this stuff up and then start another batch with the hot. All right, so my 20 minute timer went off, and I opened it up and looked at them, and they're not quite ready yet, so I turned it back on. I'm just gonna keep an eye on them for a second. I started to mix the other stuff together, and I decided before I get my fingers all nasty, I'm just gonna wait so that I can take these out at the proper time. As you can see, they're turning brown on the top, which is perfect, and they're starting to sizzle all around, which is the sausage. This is where that parchment paper comes in really handy. That way it doesn't get on the pan, it makes cleanup a lot easier, and you can actually reuse the parchment paper if you want to. It won't hurt it at all. But I'm probably going to give this another minute, and then I'm going to pull them out. Alright, I've pulled these out. They still have sizzle vision. Can you hear it? Oh yeah. We're going to let these cool down for a little bit, and then I'm going to remove them and let them continue to cool. I'm going to go ahead and start making my other mixture for the hot sausage. These are made with the maple sausage. I gotta turn that off.
And they smell good.
And they smell good. If you had smell-o-vision right now, you'd know. Mmm. Alright, this is the second batch. These are the ones made with the hot sausage. You can see they're still sizzling. The other ones cooled off pretty quickly, and I was able to put them in a Tupperware dish. You try one?
Yeah, you need to leave the lid off of it for a little bit. Go ahead.
Mmm. 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 You're not supposed to make those kind of noises on YouTube. You might get banned. Mmm. 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 That's good. Good recipe. Awesome. Oh, and I forgot to say, Merry Christmas!